Hi, I'm Tim. I'm here to present to you the 2019 Polaris North Star that we've outfitted here at Florida Motorsports for the Tallahassee Fire Department. So the first and foremost thing that we have to keep in mind is safety. You can't rescue someone if you've hurt yourself in the process. So with that in mind, we're going to start with our daily routine. Anytime you use the machine, you want to do a quick walk around, make sure everything's good. You start with the tires, make sure the tire pressure is okay. Check the lug nuts, make sure all 4 lug nuts are present on each wheel, and just make sure nothing looks out of place. You also want to check on the suspension, make sure there's no debris hanging in there, nothing caught, and nothing around the vehicle that you might not see once you're inside of it. All the safety equipment and the skid is going to cause a reduced visibility, so you definitely want to make sure that you've seen all your surroundings before you decide to drive it. Also, you want to make sure that your equipment is secured, that your hose reel is locked, that your hose is latched in place, and that you don't have any hoses or anything connected to the machine. Also, your Stokes basket needs to be secure so that it's not going to fall out, and make sure that nothing is going to damage any of the other components. To start the North Star, you'll want to step on the brake pedal, then turn the key just like a car. Your headlight switch is underneath the steering wheel. You've got off, low beam, and high beam. Your shifter is located on the dash, with park being all the way down, reverse, followed by neutral, low gear, and high gear. You always want to shift while you're stopped and with your foot on the brake pedal. Here we have our differential mode selector. The bottom is going to be disconnected so that you can drive on the street or on grass and not tear it up. In the middle is a locked differential, and the top is going to be your 4-wheel drive. You never want to use 4-wheel drive on the street. Now we have our engine performance selector for work mode, standard, or performance. And this model is equipped with the street legal kit, which includes your turn signals. And the North Star, of course, has air conditioning. This is the fan selector, the air conditioner switch, and your temperature control. Okay, so up here we have our windshield wiper and washer controls, and our Federal Signal Smart Controller keypad, as well as the PA system. And it's very easy to use. It's set up just to key the mic and talk. As far as your buttons go, we have strobe, which is flashing white lights all the way around the vehicle. Front flash is going to be your emergency pattern, red and white alternating flashes, and it's divided into 2 banks, the front and the rear. The flood is also divided in front and rear banks. These can be activated both with the slide switch, and we've got this programmed for slide 1. It's your headlight modulators and your tail light modulators alone. Number 2 is going to be your scene light, or front and rear floodlights, both together. And slide 3 is going to be your full emergency lights. On the second row we have auxiliary 1 and auxiliary 2, which are available for us to add any accessories that you would like. Your siren is next. Wail, yelp, priority, manual, and your air horn. And up here we have your headlight modulator and your tail light modulator, independent from each other. Now we're going to go over the use of your RKO pump system. So we first want to check your oil level down here, your gas level, and make sure all the valves are turned off. And don't forget this one down here. So this is where you fill your water tank. Here's a debris screen. You can remove that, clean it off if needed. Reinsert it. And this is a vent, so you don't want to pour your water down there, it'll just come out the side. This is your foam fill tank. It's a 3-gallon reservoir. Now to start your pump, you want to open up your primer valve, your tank to pump valve, and the recirc fill valve. Then press the primer button for about 1 minute. And then you want to close the primer valve. Next, you want to start the pump. We'll be using the hose reel, so open the hose reel discharge valve and close the recirc fill valve. Then get your hose ready and adjust the throttle to the desired PSI. So now I'll show you the shutdown procedure. Idle it down. Open the recirc fill valve. Close the hose reel valve. And make sure it idles for about 10 to 20 seconds before you cut it off. It's been about 10 seconds. Shut it down. So if you use the foam agent, what you want to do before you shut it down is go ahead and rinse it thoroughly so that the pump doesn't have any foam in it and it flushes clean water. So to do this, you'll come over here and you'll close this valve. It would have been open. You'll close it and you'll continue to let the pump run through your hose or whichever discharge valve you're using until that water comes out clear and free of foam. Once it's clear and free of foam, then you can go ahead and do the regular shutdown procedure. Now you can recirculate back into this tank anywhere between 0 and 50 psi, but never exceed 50 psi when you're recirculating back into the tank. Then you reel up your hose, you hook it in, you secure your strap, you latch it in. And back here we have our water level indicator window and a boat style drain valve. And now we're going to show you briefly how to use the patient transport system. You want to undo the straps so the top piece is free. Remove it. Remove these pins. Slide it in. Put the pins back in.
All of us here at Florida Motorsports, thank you for watching this video. We hope that it was informative and that it helps you get good use out of this machine.